Oh my god, in the last episode of 90 Day Fiancé, Ed was being a major creep. I wanted to throw up last night. I was so uncomfortable, and not only was I so uncomfortable, so were you guys, it appears, and I can only imagine how uncomfortable Rose was because Ed was creeping on her. It was so awkward. Okay, so much stuff happened last night, guys, which I will talk about in a couple seconds. But the first thing we have to cover is how Ed was being a major creep, super awkward, and super uncomfortable with Rose last night. I don't know what is going on. I want to just pull this guy to the side and say, dude, she's just not into you. This is like one of the most uncomfortable things I have ever watched on reality TV. Rose and Ed, they have no synergy. Rose is clearly not interested in Ed, and it kind of sounds like she might be engaged to a woman now, so maybe she's not even interested in any men. But we can pretty much say for a fact, she is not interested in Ed at all. It was so uncomfortable. Ed and Rose, they kind of made up, whatever, after they had their little fight, and they were back to their hotel room. Ed was trying to plan a romantic evening, and if Rose was interested in Ed at all, she would have been having a blast, having a great time. Ed was giving her a massage, they had champagne, he was being relatively romantic. The problem I saw with this whole situation is if you looked at Rose's face, oh my god, she just looked uncomfortable. It looked like the equivalent if I was like trying to be, romantic with like a cousin of mine. It was so awkward. Just so straight up uncomfortable, and it just didn't look like it was meant to happen. And like I said, it just looked like they were cousins or something. It didn't look like they were like a real romantic couple. But Ed wanted to keep this romantic stuff going, and they did like a little peck like they were related. Again, it was so awkward, so uncomfortable. And if we fast forward to the next day, Ed said they had a great night, and what you can expect happened. According to Ed, I'm not going to jump any further into it because it was so uncomfortable, but you can just clearly see, and last night sealed the deal. It is uncomfortable, and so many of you guys have been making comments that Ed is kind of a creeper because he's so much older than her, and she is just so uncomfortable, so not interested in him. I'm sorry, Ed. I really am sorry. I don't mean to sound like a complete jerk, but it was awkward. Sorry for that little rant. Put in the comments below what you thought of Big Ed and Rose last night. I am telling you guys, I don't think I have ever seen something so awkward and so cringy on 90 Day Fiancé, but Ed said the next day it was amazing, it was magical, it was beautiful, and Rose didn't really have much of a comment. After they had their whole night together, they ended up going into Rose's town, which was very sad to see. It ripped my heart to shreds. It was very low income. It was poverty. It's a third world country. The houses don't have doors. They're all kind of just shacks. I mean, it broke my heart to see, and now I can clearly see why Rose is trying to, force a relationship with Ed just to get out of that situation for her and her son Prince. So I do genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, feel bad for Rose and her family, but Rose and her family seem to be kind of making the most of it. They seem to be pretty cheery, pretty positive. Their house was, very low income. It didn't have doors, didn't have windows, but they made Ed dinner. Ed got to meet Rose's dad. Rose's dad didn't really seem to, think any other way of Ed. He just wanted to make sure that Ed had the right intentions, which I don't even know what Ed's intentions are at this point. So it was awkward, it was cringy, it was weird. So put in the comments below what you thought of Ed and Rose in last night's episode. The other couple, or should I say ex-couple that we have to talk about, is Tom and Darcy. And finally, after months and months and months of waiting to see this segment, we finally saw what happened last night. We obviously all knew that Tom and Darcy ended their quote-unquote relationship eventually, but I didn't know if they maybe kind of tried to work it out or what really was said, and last night it all came to a head, and it was crazy. So at first, Tom and Darcy, they kind of explained both of their sides. They were both being a little bit defensive and a little bit rude, and then all of a sudden, just like that, it kind of turned into a screaming match. Tom did admit that he met someone else, but don't get me wrong, he didn't just volunteer it. Darcy had to pull it out of him, and she even said, don't you have to tell me that you are talking to or you're dating another woman? And Tom said, I did meet someone else. And he basically also said that she makes me happy, unlike anything that you ever did, which that is pretty rude. And Tom crossed a major line last night because he basically said that Darcy gained some weight, which that is just a huge line to never cross. For a man, for a woman, you never want to say someone's fat. You never want to say someone gained weight. And Tom crossed that line last night, and that just wasn't cool. But because my Hulu, which is where I watched 90 Day Fiancé, was so spotty last night because of the Wi-Fi here, I missed that part. So when I first saw the whole Tom and Darcy scene, I thought I saw the whole thing, and I basically thought I just heard Tom say that, Darcy, you are emotional, which I agree with. I think Darcy is very emotional, and that's basically all I thought that Tom said. But a ton of you guys DM'd me and said, no, 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 Tom actually called her overweight. He called her fat, kind of. And once I heard that, I was like, that's not cool. And Tom, thank God, did apologize. He even admitted he crossed the line. It was super uncool, super rude. No one is perfect, so I do appreciate Tom for apologizing. But all in all, it wasn't cool, and Tom and Darcy did end their relationship. And when the producers asked Tom, do you ever see yourself getting back together with her? He said, instead of just saying no, he said 100%, absolutely no chance we ever get back together. And I think that's for the better. I like Tom. I like Darcy. I do think Darcy is very dramatic, way too dramatic for someone like myself to date. But I think there is someone out there for her, and I think she should keep looking, but she should cool it with the plastic surgery. Erika and Stephanie were on last night, and guys, they keep getting better and better. Put in the comments below what you think of Erika and Stephanie. I think they're getting very dramatic and very interesting. Maybe that's just my thought. Maybe you don't agree. In the last night's episode, everything is just starting to unfold that basically Stephanie might kind of put on a little bit of a show on her YouTube and social media channels. And Erika, which is where she met Stephanie, kind of thought she was a little bit more risque, I guess you could say, just a little bit more wild, a little bit crazier. But it appears that Stephanie, she's pretty just mild. She's pretty cool, pretty relaxed. She's not some crazy, girl. Whereas Erika, I think, is just a little bit more, I hate to use the word crazy, but I think she's a little bit crazier, a little bit more wild. And Stephanie is just pretty mild temperature, nothing too, out there, not that crazy. So they had this unbelievable date. It was pretty awkward. They were doing like these body mold things, and I am just going to kind of show you the area that they were molding. So obviously, as you can imagine, that got pretty awkward, and it was a surprise date for Stephanie. So Stephanie right away was like, what are we doing? She hasn't even been that romantic with Erika yet, and now we're doing this on a date? So she felt uncomfortable. The date was a disaster, and during the date, they were actually fighting about if Erika would move to New York and pursue the relationship there, which it seemed like Erika didn't really want to. Like I was saying, their whole relationship is unfolding, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. Then they went out on a date, a dinner date, and it just got more and more awkward. Stephanie brought up the fact that Erika had Bumble downloaded on her phone. Now, I am someone that is very experienced. I don't know if this is good or bad, but I am experienced in dating apps. Bumble is one of the more normal dating apps out there. It's not like Tinder where it's just for wild, fun, craziness. Bumble, you can meet friends on Bumble. You can meet business networking people on Bumble, and you can make, real romantic relationships. So Bumble isn't just for dating, but, Stephanie was like, hey, why do you have that on there? Are you dating anyone else? And will you delete it? And Erika said she uses it for business, she uses it for networking, but she said, I will delete it. And then it started to kind of get a little worse and a little worse. And next thing you know, Erika stands up, she's crying, she's furious, she walks out of the restaurant. Stephanie bursts into tears, and just like that, their segment unfortunately ends. I am dying to see what happens with these two. I don't think it's going to end well. I just don't think they're a good match, and I don't think Stephanie is interested in Erika at all. Then we had Yolanda, probably the worst actor to ever be on 90 Day Fiancé. And yes, I went there. I called her an actor because I am just smelling the BS. I don't believe it. I think this is all a bunch of crap. Put in the comments below what you think of Yolanda and Williams. At this point, we all know Williams is fake. Williams is in Nigeria. And, you know, the clues keep unraveling. Okay, Williams changed his Instagram account. Then he anonymously emailed her this and that, blah, blah, blah. Clearly, it's Williams. And Yolanda's daughter's even saying, it's probably Williams. He's probably fake. Move on with your life. And Yolanda just won't. That's why I'm calling her an actor. And she's not a very good one either, because it's clear as day. You gotta know at this point, this guy is fake. It's not true. Obviously, I think she wants to just, ride out her time on this TV show, which you can't blame her. But it's like, come on, girl. Yolanda, we all see it. Williams is fake. We know you know. And if you don't know, you are the most gullible person to ever go on this show. But I think she does know, and I think she is just riding it out. Basically, Yolanda and Williams, you didn't miss a whole lot if you didn't see their little segment. Same thing, a lot of drama. I am not buying it. Avery and Ash, they're cute. I wish them nothing but the best. Ash, great guy, great shape. I really wish I was as strong as him. I'm not. Avery, she's stunningly beautiful, gorgeous, cute, and I hope that their relationship works out. I think they're going to have a lot of hurdles with Ash having a kid in Australia and Avery, her kids, and this and that. I don't think it's going to work, but I think they are nice enough people and they are pretty normal. Unlike baby girl Lisa and Soulja Boy. Now, baby girl Lisa, I love her with my full heart. I think she is hilarious and she is just funny. But oh my God, baby girl Lisa, I am dying to get her on my podcast because I want to ask her, what were you thinking? Soulja Boy, or Usman, whatever you want to call him, clearly used her. He doesn't even deny it. He even said in the last episode that he had an opportunity to come to America and become a famous rapper. He didn't even mention the fact that he was quote-unquote in love with baby girl Lisa. He just said he had an opportunity to become a famous rapper, and that was it. And he was basically saying that if he ends his relationship with baby girl Lisa, that opportunity to come to America to become a famous rapper will go out the window. But he wasn't saying anything about their love and their happiness and their future. So at this point, I'm just like, Lisa, girl, what are you not seeing? Lisa doesn't seem like she's as gullible as someone like David or Yolanda. How can she not see that Usman is using her to come to America and nothing else? Maybe the cameras aren't showing something. Maybe they did have some crazy romantic side that we're not seeing. But in the last episode, it was fighting and fighting and fighting. A lot of the fighting was coming from baby girl Lisa. I'm not going to lie to you guys. She was, a little bit irritated. And then, with her nagging and fighting and negativity, finally Usman was just like, hey, I'm done. He was just mad. He was furious. And I think Usman is kind of just, at this point where he's like, I don't really want to be with baby girl Lisa. I'd rather just backpedal my way out of it and use this as an excuse, use her negativity as an excuse just to get out of this relationship. And I think that's what he ultimately ends up doing because I don't think they're together anymore. And I think he kind of used her, he called her crazy and negative and rude to get out of their relationship. But it does sound like they did get married in Nigeria. So I don't know the whole story. Baby girl Lisa, if you're watching this, you need to come on my podcast. Please message me if you're interested. Moving on to the next couple. And the next and last couple, I believe, would be Geoffrey and Varya, and not a whole lot of interesting things happened. All I know is pretty much 99% of people that watch this channel can't stand Geoffrey. They think the guy's a liar. They think he's a sociopath. And I'm starting to kind of agree with them. I don't want to name call yet because it's not for sure. I want to let the season play out before I start name calling Geoffrey a sociopath or a liar or whatever. I want to see how the season plays out, but I do think their relationship isn't going to work. In the last episode, Geoffrey met Varya's mom. She seemed like a real nice lady. She reminded me of my grandma, kind of real nice, sweet lady. That was about it. Geoffrey didn't bring her anything. It was sweet. It was fine. She seemed to kind of like Geoffrey, and it appears that Geoffrey is just about ready to tell Varya about his prison drug dealing past, and he claims that he has moved forward with his life and that is all behind him. But he didn't tell her anything, and it was a pretty boring episode besides that for them. So, oh my god, guys, what a show. Sorry this video was so long. I love this show. It makes my Sunday every Sunday night. It makes me happy, and I hope these videos make you guys happy, and I hope to God everyone is staying healthy, staying safe with these crazy times. Guys, I said it in the last episode, I am so bored, and I want to talk to you guys. I want to hear from you guys, so just message me, comment, right in the comments below. I love talking to you guys. I really love nothing more than that, and I would love to get some kind of talking, engagement, live chat thing going with you guys. So put in the comments below what is new with you guys. I want to hear from you guys. Tell me what's up, what's the new drama, what's going on. I want to hear from you guys. Put in the comments below. Leave me a message on Instagram. I would love to talk. In the meantime, make sure to comment, make sure to subscribe, and stay tuned for many more videos.